Dagli Stati Uniti d'America, l'artista Donald Martiny. Welcome, Donald.
Thank you so much, Alain. It's so wonderful to see you again and to talk with you again. Before we begin the interview, I would like to say something. I would like to extend my deepest heartfelt sympathy and wishes to all the people in Italy during this devastating crisis. I have so many fond and happy memories of being in Italy and wandering your beautiful streets. And I've met so many dear friends there. Lately I find myself thinking and worrying about people I saw but never had a chance to talk with. Please know my heart sincerely goes out to all of you and your families and your loved ones. Please stay safe and well. I'm looking forward to the day when I can return to beautiful Italy.
Thank you, Donald. You are so kind, as usual. And reverting to the United States of America, that in this period have the same problem of Italy. Ho ringraziato Donald per le sue splendide parole e soprattutto gli auguri sono rivolti agli Stati Uniti d'America che in questo periodo hanno lo stesso problema dell'Italia, ovviamente in una fase diversa della nostra. Ora partiamo con una scheda introduttiva per farvi conoscere l'artista Donald Martiny. Donald Martiny indaga come lo spazio e le forme possano giocare tra loro in rapporti illusori. A tal fine nelle sue opere molteplici piani si determinano tra luce, ambiente e movimento grazie a un sapiente dosaggio di sovrapposizioni pittoriche. Ogni composizione artistica nasce da un progetto precedente che, dalla teoria dei colori, genera nuance per intelligenti mescolanze tonali connotanti uno stile propriamente Martiny. L'atto artistico parte da un ragionamento che, nelle diverse intensità, si realizza attraverso un calibrato uso di pennelli, mani e altri mezzi utili a provocare graffi visivamente gentili. Il movimento fisico non è altro che un atto creativo per una forma sinuosa e avvolgente in un ritmo efficace, sempre in sintonia alla forza generatrice. Dunque, il gesto è nell'acromia, mentre la luce esterna crea, naturalmente o artificialmente, energie che pongono in connessione l'opera con lo spazio ospitante. Laddove la non forma pare contraddirsi, negandola, Donald Martiny le permette di rinascere generando rapporti sensoriali, dinamici e interattivi, ottenendo emozioni mai negative. Valori tattili si formano naturalmente tra volumi e gli effetti plastici verso l'osservatore per rapporti di pura emozione. Donald, how do you intend action in contemporary painting? Cosa significa la parola azione nella pittura contemporanea?
There are four parts to any painting: the idea or the concept, the object or the materials, the process, and the context. For a work to be successful, the parts must converge and work in a synergistic way. The process of making my painting, sometimes called action painting or lyrical abstraction or gestural abstraction, is a style of painting where the paint is spontaneously and vigorously applied. The resulting work emphasizes the physical act of the painting or the process. So the process is an essential aspect of the finished work. I believe that this offers the viewer the opportunity to participate in the painting rather than be a casual observer. I want the painting to act like a transponder between the viewer and the artist. You know, in the history of Western art, artists from Cimabue to Picasso painted from their wrist. William de Kooning painted from his shoulder. I find myself painting using my whole body like a dance, and I'm immersed in the painting. I begin in the center of the painting, and I'm literally and figuratively in the painting when I make it. Action is based on kinesthesia or kinesthesis, which is the physicality of my body.
Yeah. What New York School means for you? Among these masters you like more Barnett Newman, for example. Cosa significa la scuola di New York per te? Tra questi grandi maestri c'è una preferenza per Barnett Newman, per esempio?
The New York School was such a shock when I first saw it, and it was the introduction to abstraction for me in America. It was only later when I moved to New York as in my 20s, New York City, and was able to attend the Museum of Modern Art, where I was introduced to the great European masters. The New York School came from Surrealism, which is not very relevant to my work. The artists like Malevich and Kandinsky, Soutine, Strasminski and Kobro, for example, or Mondrian, these artists were far more relevant to the problems that I was exploring and trying to solve. That said, regarding the New York School, I would say that first and foremost, Jackson Pollock was very interesting to me because he painted on the floor, as I do, and he paints using very large scale. William de Kooning for his very complex gestural brushwork. I actually made many, many studies of William de Kooning's paintings and found them to be deceptively complex paintings because the brushwork is not only depicting an image, it's working and doing things, pushing and pulling, and very structural. So they're very complex paintings. Barnett Newman was a particular interest to me. I saw his work. They have two very important paintings by Barnett Newman in MoMA. One is called Vir Heroicus Sublimis, which is nearly 6 meters wide. And it's a very, very big painting. On the next wall, they have a painting titled The Wild. I was amazed at how powerful the energy from this very narrow painting was going left and right of the painting. It included the wall and the space around the painting, which to me was, I'd never seen that before in any work of art other than sculpture. And later, I had the opportunity to meet an artist, Ellsworth Kelly. He and I met and talked for an afternoon, and Ellsworth Kelly was a pioneer of shaped paintings. And he, I think, most clearly created a language for artwork that has an energy outside of the painting as well as inside the painting, which is very important to me. This was a game changer for my development as an artist.
Colors, light, and space are your mainstream. Nuance cromatiche, luce e spazio sono le tue caratteristiche nella pittura.
Well, form, color, and texture are elements that I would say are formal in the painting. This is the tools of expression. A painter uses form and color and texture much the way a musician uses notes or a writer uses words. I think of the composer Beethoven when he performed on the piano. I don't believe he was really thinking or conscious of the notes anymore. He was moving through pure emotion, and the notes were the tools to evoke this authentic experience. I've spent my whole life studying color theory and learning how to paint oil paintings and things like that. I find I no longer think about paint as paint or color. I think of it as feeling. I feel like I'm pushing feeling around. And so when I enter my studio, I don't mean to say that what am I feeling joyful? Am I feeling tragedy and try to paint that? It's more like, I want to say it's like leaping into a river and being in the water and being in the river and letting the river move you.
How your forms were born? Come sono nate le tue forme?
I was a very traditional painter, I would say, until a certain point, and two notions occurred to me that really changed the way I wanted to make my work. The first notion was that if you think about traditional paintings, the rectangle shape historically is a portal, a window that the viewer is invited to go through to experience the art in that space. I felt that rather than trying to keep somebody within that rectangle and make them do that work, I wanted the painting to do the work. And I wanted the painting to reach out to them and come out to where they were and say hello. The second notion, I would say, is that artists who make shape paintings, Frank Stella, Ellsworth Kelly, who create these shaped paintings, they typically make a form in a shape and then they paint it afterwards. And I did not want to do that. I wanted to work very freely and authentically and let the form of my work determine the shape of the painting.
Is it possible to connect your artworks to a different material, tongues? È possibile collegare I tuoi lavori a diverse lingue materiche?
Absolutely. I'm exploring many possibilities. I have in my studio many prototypes and studies for sculpture, and I'm very excited talking with some dance companies about set design.
Thank you, Donald, for your kindness. Grazie, Donald, per la tua gentilezza, per essere stato qui con noi. If you want to send another greetings to Italians.
Of course. I really hope to, I hope everything ends and we're all safe. And I would love to come back and say hello to everyone soon.
Thank you, Donald. Abbiamo concluso l'intervista. Grazie a tutti per l'attenzione.